Hey guys, it's me, and today I'm teaching you how to draw the Dallas mask from Payday. Now, all you need for today's drawing tutorial is a simple pencil, mechanical or regular, doesn't really matter, and a simple handy-dandy eraser for any mistakes you might have in the drawing. Let's get started, gamers. First thing you want to do is I like to just make a nice little circle, but not really touch the paper. I just really like get a good feel of drawing an oval, and then a few moments later I actually do draw the oval. That can help you just get a good feel of sketching out an oval, because that's going to be the groundwork for Dallas's mask. So yeah, it's pretty much just a basic oval. Now we're going to separate this in three sections. The lower section, which is going to be his jawline, his mouth, and his chin, and the middle section, the second section, which is going to be his cheeks and his nose, and then the third section going up, the upper section, is going to be his eyes going up to his forehead, which is going to be the American flag portion of his mask. So as you can see, it's kind of replicating a pill, or maybe a bean with lines, if you will. It's good to make these analogies in your mind so it will be much more simpler to comprehend what you're drawing on the paper. So don't worry about any rough lines you might have. This is a sketch after all, so there's really no need to be neat. Feel free to hastily sketch out, shapes and all that, because when we go back, because once we are done with the sketch is once we really go back and finish it all up and add in the necessary details that makes the drawing accurate to the picture. Now, once you have done those three little sections, we're going to make a fourth line, but going up the middle of the oval. So there we go, guys. That's the basic groundwork sketch for Dallas's mask. Now, this is where we're going to shape in his mask. On both ends, it's kind of like a warped arch that's going to connect down to a nice sharp chin down the bottom. Now this is where you want to erase a little bit of the oval that we made. And then we're going to work on his chin, which is pretty simple. Just make like a nice little roundish arch line going above the chin. Now this is where we're going to make his mouth. Now this is a clown face, so he has a really creepy looking clown mouth. It's just basically the shape of lines that are reaching arches, and it's basically forming a creepy little smile. Now this smile is going to go a little bit above the first line that we made, and then right above the mouth you want to make the nose, which is pretty simple. Just make a roundish little circle-like shape for the nose. And this is on both ends that are connecting to the nose. You want to make nice little puffy looking cheeks. Now also, like the mouth, the cheeks are also kind of like, they're kind of evading off that second line we made, which is fine. And of course, once you are making the cheeks and all that, this is the time where you want to erase some of that, some of those lines for the sections, those crosses. That's where you want to erase those plus signs. As you can see, I'm just finishing up. I'm just cleaning up here, just erasing those lines because we no longer need them right now. And also clean up on the mouth if you haven't already. Just clean up on the lips. Just go back to, little spots of drawings that you have missed. Really helps clean up the drawing. Now this is where we get into shaping the actual eyes and going up to the forehead of Dallas's mask. Now if your lines are off-centered a bit, don't worry about it. It was off-centered for me a bit, but it's still, the actual face still looks centered for me, so don't worry about that. You're fine. Now, now the actual clown face is actually consists of wrinkles, and those wrinkles actually form up to his forehead. Now, those wrinkles congregate in the middle of his forehead, where his nose is placed. Just some nice big wrinkles, some really agitated looking veins, it appears to be on his forehead. So yeah, a lot of veiny looking features in the forehead section of his head. Now this is where I actually had to elongate his forehead of the Dallas mask, because we need to put room for all the stripes and the stripes and the stars, which of course make up the American flag. And what's really cool is that the American flag actually does kind of look like an American flag on his face, because you can see it further on in the drawing. It looks like it's kind of like waving in the air. It's kind of like flowing in the air. So we're going to capture that in this drawing, in this mask, if you will. There's also wrinkles going off to the right side of his face, as you can see I've just made there. There's a little bump on the right side of his head, right there, just a little nice bump. Now, further on, I actually did elongate this. I actually, fixed up, had to, fix some errors, So what you're seeing now, I actually fixed up a few more times. It actually took me maybe 2 or 3 more times to get it right. And don't worry, if that takes you more than one time, or takes you a lot of times, then don't worry, it's fine. Just practice takes perfect, and I was messing up, so don't worry, everyone makes mistakes. And try not to get it down to a perfect T, guys, no one's perfect, okay? So if it takes you a long time, just trial and error, just like I had in this drawing with the American flag. It takes trial and error, and it's fine to be messed up. And also, don't be too hard on yourself. It is a drawing after all. So, just take your time, and whatever it is, it'll be a nice, masterful piece of work. So his head actually consists of 4 stripes, and also the square where we're going to put the stars, of course. But yeah, there's going to be 4 stripes, and I think 5, but the 5th one is kind of like hidden away on top of his head. It's kind of barely visible. So you can make 4 stripes there if you want. Now this is where we're going to spiffy up the whole mask, okay? This is where we're going to add in additional wrinkles, add an extra shading, and also color in those patches of eyes right there. I'm using a mechanical pencil. I was going to use my Faber-Castells for the nice toned shading, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and use my mechanical pencil so the actual mask will look a little bit more sharp. But I would recommend shading in and darkening with just a regular pencil, because mechanical pencils, they're not really the best when doing a really nice dark tone shading, but they are with mediums and light shades. Now, of course, any place that has like wrinkles on his face, you want to darken the you want to darken around the wrinkles. You want to darken inside the actual wrinkles and the eye patches, if you will. Not the eye patches, but the wrinkles that are, you know, coming from his eyes. Since we darken the eyes, since the eyes are like a soulless black looking color, the wrinkles that are protruding from the eye want to look darker, like not the same color as the eyes, but have like a nice dark gray shade tone to them. And this really would make the drawing a little, you know, pop out. And we're going for a really gritty, dirty look to this mask. And also, be free to add little chip marks on the mask to make it look like, you know, the mask chipping paint, you know, and all that, from all the times it's been used in heists and all that. You know, just make it more detail. Add your own, you know, spice to the drawing. You know, you don't have to go by everything what the source image or what I say to do. You can just add your own little flair to it. Like I was doing, add a little bit of little dots right here to make the mask look like an actual plastic-like material. So you want to darken in everything. You want to darken the stripes, and once we make it to the forehead, this is where you want to make the stars. Now, I actually messed up on the stars before. You'll see later on that I actually experimented with shading the left side of the head, including the square with the stars on it. But here's the thing, guys. You don't want to do that. Well, I mean, you can if you want, but as you can see further on, I actually messed up big time, and I actually had to do it over. So the stars itself, don't worry, the stars don't have to be perfect. Actually, if you look closely in the source image, well, that I use for Dallas's mask, it actually the stars are a little bit warped and a little bit sloppy. It actually goes with the whole design with the mask. So don't worry, you know. If it helps you, make those little stars that you make in like kindergarten or elementary school, you know, those make a, you know, just like how you would make those stars where you go, you make a line up and down, and then you just make a star. Yeah, one of those things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's just like one of those little things where you would take your paper and you would basically make a line star. So yeah, you can use those for the for this. And just erase those little lines. I hope you know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, and make sure you leave a good gap between each layer of stars right there. And there's basically a total of 5 layers. And this is towards the end of the drawing, guys. Is pretty much finished. If you can pause the video to see what I shaded, you know, and that is it. That is the Dallas mask. Now I may do Wolf's chains and Houston's mask in the future, but this is what I got so far. Hope you guys enjoy. For more drawing tutorials, subscribe to Press Start to Draw if you want.